You think it's the living that will have ultimate judgment over you, because the dead will have no claim over your soul. But you may be mistaken.
Hello, Bots and Books fans. I want to do a review. Tonight, we'll be taking a look at the Neca SAW Ultimate Jigsaw figure. But is this a figure for your collection? Will it meet your expectations? Well, tonight, we'll see if this truly is the ultimate jigsaw with all the accessories and attributes you could ask for. Let the review begin. Hello, Bots and Books fans. This is Scorp1701, and tonight, like I said, we are going to be taking a look at the Neca SAW Ultimate Jigsaw figure. And this, if you're not familiar, is from the Saw movie franchise starring Tobin Bell, which is a really great actor. I met him once at Atlanta Comic-Con a few years ago. He was a great fella, and some would say he's really too nice to be in such a crazy, macabre movie franchise. But hey, it pays the bills, and I like the Saw movies. Queen Bravo hates them with a bloody passion, but, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But anyway, enough about the movies. Let's talk about this awesome action figure. Taking a look at the packaging, you can see it's a nice big box. You have how much blood would you shed to stay alive up at the top. You have a drawing of the reverse bear trap from the first Saw movie. Very creepy. You have Saw Ultimate Jigsaw. On the top of the box, you have Saw Ultimate Jigsaw again, ages 17 and up. Warnings, the reverse bear trap again, Neca. On the left side of the box, you have a picture of the Billy puppet on his tricycle, and you have Saw Ultimate Jigsaw Neca Real Toys. Coming around to the other side of the box, you have a picture of the figure, John, and just his cloak, and then you have Saw Ultimate Jigsaw Neca Real Toys. Coming to the bottom of the box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode. I will come in real close on that if that will help you find this toy. Coming around to the back of the figure, you do have some product shots of the evil pig mask. You have John bald. You have Billy again on his tricycle. You have John holding the reverse bear trap, and you have Saw. Includes Billy with tricycle, reverse bear trap, tape recorder, removable blade, interchangeable heads and hands. So that is pretty cool. And like most Neca figures these days, if we go back to the front, there is a flap here that will open. And when we open it up, we can see the figure inside, and another awesome picture of the figure right here, standing at his full stature. You can see Billy sitting on a bench or something, and then you can see the figure in the box with all of his accessories surrounding him, and that is really cool. But I don't want to see Jigsaw in the box. I know you don't. So let's get him out and see how cool he really is. And here we have Jigsaw out of the packaging. Now, the packaging, he stands approximately 7 inches tall, and he comes with a slew of accessories, all of which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But first off, I want to get a closer look at Jigsaw himself. And coming in real close on the Jigsaw head sculpt. Now, this is dead on Tobin Bell, and this is not photoreal technology. This is pure mold and sculpt, and it is beautiful. Somebody actually had to go in there, mold it, sculpt it, and get it just right to look like Tobin Bell, and I think they did an awesome job. So, taking a look at the head, it's very nicely done. He has a nice pale skin coloring, just like he should have, because he's sick and he's dying. Has some nice ridge lines up here on his forehead. I love that. His eyes are very haunting. They're nice and blue, and they're actually outlined in a lighter pink type dealie to make it look like, you know, they're actually realistic eyes. His nose and his mouth, very, very indicative of Tobin Bell. He had a small mouth, and the nose is very nice. Has some nice sculpted ears. I love that. His hair done in nice white cream color, and it's going in all sorts of directions. You have hairs going up and down and left and right, coming down to the bottom of the neck, and that is just beautiful. All right, let's scroll out a little bit so we can see the upper torso of the figure itself. And for the most part, you are going to have a figure of a basic body in just black clothing. So he has a nice long sleeve black shirt. It is, you can see, kind of big on him. You have a little bit of ridges here and there. It makes it look like he's got a little bit of room in there, coming down to some nice black gloved hands. And then he has black pants. If I will scroll down and zoom into those pants, the pants are nicely designed. Zoom in and focus, and you can see the nice design of the pants. You have your standard button fly there and the zipper, and you have some pockets molded into the front here. You got some belt loops. I love that. Coming around to the side, you even got some stitching going down the side of the pants. That is nice. And on the back of the pants, you do have two molded in pockets. I mean, this looks like a real pair of pants, and that is really, really cool. All right, so zooming out a little more, going down, the pants just go all the way down the legs till you get to the boots, and the boots are nicely sculpted. You do get a little bit of silver on the sides where the anklets will be that hold the shoelaces, and that is cool. The shoelaces are the same black, so you don't get really much of a distinction there, but you can see that they're molded in. On the bottom of the figure's feet, you do have some peg holes, and there is some copyright material on the bottom of each foot, so that is pretty neat. And as we zoom out and up to the back, there is nothing that you wouldn't expect on the back of the figure. So yeah, this is a beautiful sculpted figure. Basically what you get is just a standard black cloth body, but the main feature comes in with this beautiful head sculpt, and that is just Jigsaw to a T. So that's what the figure looks like. Moving on. And for articulation, now because it is a NECA figure, I would always recommend hitting it with a hairdryer or some hot water for about 30 seconds out of the package, because the joints get stiff and the paint settles and it makes it kind of hard to move. And if you try to force the joints when they're like that, you might wind up breaking your figure. So that is just my public service announcement for when you start messing with your NECA figures. All right. So, starting with the head can go around 360 degrees. He looks up a long way. He looks down a little bit away. He can look left and right, wiggle that head all sorts of ways, blah, 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 blah. That is pretty cool. Coming to the shoulders. Shoulders can come up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees. You do not have a bicep rotation here, but you do have a nice double hinged elbow, which gives you a good range. I love that. And that elbow is built into a forearm rotation, 360 degrees, so that is good. And if you don't want to use this elbow joint here, there is an independent forearm rotation right here, so that takes you around 360 degrees, and that will bring you down to your hand, and this hand can rotate 360 degrees. It is also hinged, so it can hinge up, and it can hinge down, and it can hinge in and out depending on how you have your hand turned. So that is pretty cool. Coming to the center of the body, starting off, you do have a diaphragm rotation. It will take you around 360 degrees, and that will bring you down to a secondary waist articulation, which is here. Now, when it comes to this waist articulation, I have seen some reviews and I've read some reviews about how this will snap the figure in half if you try to mess with it. Right now, you do get a little wiggly waggly here. I'm not going to try to make it 360 degrees because I don't want to snap my figure in half. All right, so coming down to the legs, legs can come up pretty good ways. I like that. They can come back, but not too much back because the butt gets in the way. You do got a little bit out to the side, so that's good side kicking. You do have a few clicks of thigh articulation left and right. That is cool. Coming down, you do have a knee bend, which is hidden behind this little flap right here, and that is cool. You don't get 90 degrees, but for what it is, I think that's pretty good knee bend. And this lower leg is rotatable, it's 360 degrees, so I guess you could consider that a kind of a boot cut if you had a high boot there. But coming down to the shoe and the boot he's actually wearing, the foot is hinged, so it can go down a little bit, it can go up a little bit, and it can rock around the world 360 degrees. So not a bad articulation for a human character. Everything that you need him to do, he can do. And like I said, be careful with the waist articulation and make sure you heat your figure up before you try to twist him and turn him. All right, and that is Jigsaw's articulation. Moving on. And the first accessory we're going to take a look at for Jigsaw is his awesome black cloak and robe thing. It is very nicely done. It's cloth goods. It is mostly all black. You can see here you do have some red for the cuffs, and that is sewn on, and you have red for the trim of the entire robe. It goes all the way down and around the bottom of the robe, and on the back it comes up the middle. So that is really nice stitching, and it is held together with this little Velcro strip, so that is neat. Keeps it very secure, and when you open it up you can see on the inside it is all red, another piece of fabric that is sewn and stitched together. That is really nice. And the hood here is good. It's double colored too, red on the inside, black on the out. It can fold down and you can have just a collared look like that, and that is neat. And there is bendy wire in the sides, so you can actually flay out the bottom like such if you wanted to. And this is just a cool little piece, and he could wear this and it fits him really well. And you can have the hood down or up. It looks good no matter how you want him to wear this. So yeah, I am very happy with this cloth robe. It's not too tight and it's not too big for him. I think they measured this thing really well. Okay, and that is going to be Jigsaw's hooded robe. And for Jigsaw's next accessory, he comes with this alternate bald head, and this is really neat. He was kind of bald at the end of the first movie and through various scenes in the next couple movies, and it's okay. It has the same eyes, nose, and mouth. You do have a soul patch painted on there, right on his chin, so that is neat. Have some ridges on the forehead. Coming around to the side, you do have a little bit of vein in the temple. That is cool. Ears molded in very nicely. You got some details in the back of the head. So yeah, this is really cool. And he looks good with this head, whether he's in his black outfit or his robe. So yeah, I like it. Very screen authentic. And that will bring us to Jigsaw's second alternate head, which is basically the pig mask. And this is a really gruesome looking alternate head. And you have the ears poking out there, some nice snout work, and the hollow black eyes. Weird hair stretching down in front of the face. That is really creepy. Coming around to the back, you just see it's all bunched up here. You do got a light brown wash in there, so that is again very creepy. And this fits on just the black body, or the black body with the robe, and one of those things that he had in the movies. So yeah, I'm glad they included it, even though it's very gruesome. And like any good action figure, Jigsaw comes with alternate hands. First off, he comes with a pair of fisted hands, and on the fisted hands, you could use the retractable blade. Taking a closer look at the wrist blade, it is very nicely done. Beautiful, beautiful silver. You do got a little bit of detail down here at the base, which looks like some springs, because it was spring activated. It popped out of Jigsaw's robe at his wrist. You got some dots here. I don't know if that is screen accurate or not, but it seems like it would be since they put it there. And it's just on a little round slot here that can go into any of the hands, but I would recommend using the fist hands because that's where it looks most deadly. This can be placed on Jigsaw whether he's wearing his robe or not, and that's a closer look at the wrist blade. Next, Jigsaw also comes with a item holding hand, and in this hand you can place the awesome tape recorder. And taking a closer look at the tape recorder, you can see it's done very nicely. Again, it has a nice silver paint on it. You do have what looks like a painted tape in there, so that is really neat. The speaker section is down here, and it is broken up to little squares. That is really cool. Very nice detail for such a small item, and I love the way this thing looks. If you turn it on the top, you do have some awesome buttons molded in there. They are black, and then you have the red for the cool little record button. That is really fine detail there. On the other side, you just got some paint detail, a little bit of speaker detail, maybe even the holes for like jacking in headphones or something. That is really cool. Here's the other side, the bottom, and then the back of the tape recorder itself. Wow. Again, a little bit of detail in there, painted in silver. I like it. This is such a cool little accessory, and you could use it with other figures too if you're so inclined. It doesn't have to just be a Jigsaw accessory. Again, really cool. And finally, Jigsaw comes with a set of grabby hands for when he's in his pig mode and he's trying to get his next victim. Ooh. And that's going to be a few accessories and what you could do with his alternate hands. And the next item Jigsaw comes with is the awesome reverse bear trap from the very first Saw movie, and it is done very, very well. You have a lot of awesome detail in this little accessory. You can see locks, and you see gears, wires, and the bear trap mechanism that will rip your jaw open. This is just such a cool little device, and cruel and wicked and whatever you want to call it, but it is awesome, and it is done in the nice coppery color, and you have this huge hole here at the bottom, and it will fit on most 7-inch action figure heads. I've tried it with a couple old Art Asylum figures and some Marvel Legends. If the Marvel Legend is big, it will fit okay. If it's a female and it has some hair to hold the trap in place, it will work alright. But since most Marvel Legends are like 6 inches, it may be a little big if you put it on, say, a unmasked Spider-Man head. But still, it looks pretty neat. And this, again, is a wicked, wicked accessory. And no Jigsaw action figure would be complete without his little wooden sidekick, Billy, here. And this is Billy the Puppet, who was featured in all the Saw movies, and it is very grotesque. Now, a lot of people have a fear of clowns and dummies, and this is both, so I don't know what to tell you. It's very creepy. But it is done very nicely. Nice sculpted body and head and hands, and his legs are down here with some nice sparkly shoes coming around to the back. Nothing you wouldn't expect here. The pants are a little glossy, whereas the coat for his tuxedo is matte. Nice red for his handkerchief and red bow tie. His face is just gruesome, all white. You do have some very startling red eyes with the black pupil. Very cool, clean swirls on his cheeks, red lips. So yeah, this is really creepy. It is articulated as well. The head can go around 360 degrees. You do get a little wiggly waggly in there. That is cool. The arms can come up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees. You do have hand articulation. It goes around 360 degrees here. And you do have some peg holes in the hand, and we'll get to that a little later. Coming to the center of this guy's body, believe it or not, he does have a 360 degree waist rotation. That is creepy and weird. And coming down to his legs can hinge out to the sides, they can move forward a little bit, and they can move back various ways. The left leg here goes back the furthest, and then you can put that back, and then you have some foot articulation. The feet go around 360 degrees, and they kind of hinge back and forward. So that is really good. Always be careful when you're dealing with small NECA figures. NECA figures in general are stiff and finicky right out of the box. I also heat this guy up if you intend to move him around a lot. On the bottom of his feet, he does have some peg holes, and I will show you what that is for, because the next accessory is an accessory that comes with Billy himself, and he gets his own little tricycle, and this is really neat. Billy will put you aside and take a look at this little tricycle, and it's done really well. You have a standard Trike mold here, some very nice silver for the handlebars, and you got red for the handles themselves. Got a little bell molded onto the handlebar there. That is very cool. Coming down, you got a little bit of silver, and it's basically all red. You got a white seat. You have a nice large front wheel here, and the wheel is articulate. It turns and moves, and that is really cool. Coming down, you do have some pedals right here, and the pedals are done in black with a little bit of silver, and each of the pedals will have a peg in them, and the pedals themselves will move around 360 degrees. Again, be very careful with that. It is small plastic and very fragile. You don't want to break it. Anyway, coming down to the back of the trike, you do have this little landing section and two other wheels that are also articulated. So that is really neat, and it rolls very good. So I like that. And so when you're ready to put Billy on the trike, what you'll do is peg the handlebars into his open hands here, and you will peg the feet from the little port on the foot into the peg on the pedal. So it takes a little bit of configuring to do it, but once you get it in there, it's done, and he looks really good, and he's not coming off of this thing, and he could still roll around with it, and that is pretty cool. So yeah, very creepy accessory, but it's classic Saw. All right, and that is going to be Billy and his tricycle. And that concludes the accessories for the Ultimate Jigsaw. Moving on. And full comparison. Now, like I said during the reverse bear trap section, your 7-inch figures are gonna scale really well to him, like the DC Multiverse Superman here, the Art Asylum Captain Sisko here, and the Diamond Select Peter Venkman Ghostbuster. So these are all roughly 7 inches, so they work really well with John Kramer there. But when you bring in your Marvel Legends, even if you have a bigger one, they're still going to be a little smaller than what I would say should be normal, because this is Thunderstrike. He's one of the taller Marvel Legends for being a human, and here's Cyclops, who's the standard 6-inch sort of, so he would come up to Jigsaw's chest. So that isn't really going to work, but you get your 7-inch figures, and I think that would be working in your collection. All the NECA figures should scale well with each other. This is technically the only NECA horror figure that I reviewed, so I don't really have any comparisons in his line or various other horror movie figures. But anyway, that's the best I can do. I hope it gives you an idea of scaling. All right, moving on. And this has been the NECA SAW Ultimate Jigsaw figure that you can pick up right now at Walmart as they promote their horror movie lines. And this is an awesome figure. If NECA knows how to do one thing other than Ninja Turtles, It's horror movie figures. Now, they've done Freddy's and Jason's and Ghostface, and now we got John Kramer, Jigsaw himself. And this was a fantastic figure. I love the way it's sculpted and molded. The sculpt looks exactly like Tobin Bell, although there have been some differing opinions about that. The accessories that came with him are really awesome. I love the tape recorder. I always have to have that. The puppet Billy with his tricycle, that is just creepy. The alternate bald head was okay. The pig mask, definitely have to have that. And the reverse bear trap, very, very classic when it comes to Saw. And the fact that it can go on other figures is fantastic. So all in all, this figure, what was that? Nah, nothing. I thought I saw something. But anyway, all in all, this figure was awesome. Now, I don't have a collection of horror movie figures, but I do like the Saw series, even though Queen Bravo thinks I'm nuts. But there is a following, and I'm kind of happy NECA decided to bring us this in toy form, and hopefully this review was helpful for you guys if you're deciding to pick up this Jigsaw figure. And if you are looking, again, this is a Walmart exclusive right now, and he is on the shelf for $37 to $40. So if you're looking for him, happy hunting. And that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, hey, what happened to my lights? What's going on? Ah! What? Who are you?
You think it's over? I am still among you. My work will continue.
Well, Bots and Books fans, it appears that we are not done looking at the Ultimate Jigsaw yet, for this is the Target exclusive Haulathon Red Ultimate Jigsaw. Now, this was only available at Target during the Haulathon. You might be able to find them on the shelves still, and they will run you the same price as the original, around $37 to $40. And the only thing that we're going to do with this is take a quick look at the differences between this one and the original. So I will go ahead and bring in the original box that we looked at. I guess you might even say that this may be the Walmart exclusive, because I'm not sure if any other places are selling this particular figure. But anyway, taking a look at the differences on the main side of the box, the artwork is the same. The only difference is all of the lettering on the Target exclusive is going to be red. So you got red for how much blood would you shed to stay alive. You have red for Ultimate Jigsaw, whereas this is all white. Going around to the right side of the box, on the Target exclusive, you have Billy the puppet on his tricycle. Again, all the lettering is red, Ultimate Jigsaw, whereas white over here. And then you had Jigsaw on the left side of the box. Coming to the right side of the box, here is where you'll have your Jigsaw on the Target exclusive, and he's wearing his nice red robe. You can see his red t-shirt there. And on the original Walmart, you had the Billy puppet. And again, red for Ultimate Jigsaw, the NECA symbol, and the Real Toys symbol. So that is creepy. Coming around to the top of the boxes, same thing, artwork is the same, just the lettering is different, all red on the Target exclusive. On the bottom, you do get red letters on the Target, but the barcode is white, which I don't think they could change that. So if they could change it, I'm pretty sure they would have made it red. Coming around to the back of the boxes, the Target exclusive has different product shots of the action figure, and it looks really, really nice. But you pretty much get all the same poses on the bottom for everything that's in the box. You get red lettering and white lettering for the original that we looked at earlier. So that is almost it. Now we'll come back to the front of the box, and when you open up the flap, you are going to get a different picture, obviously. So one, you have Jigsaw in his red robe with Billy on his trike. The other one that we looked at tonight, you have Jigsaw in his black robe, Billy on some stairs. And then when you look at the figures themselves in the box, we'll just move this around, You can see that the Target exclusive comes with all the same accessories, except he is now sporting a cool red robe. So we're not going to take a lot of time looking at the accessories because they're all the same, but I do want to take a look at the figure itself because there is a few different paint apps. All right, so let's go ahead and get the Target exclusive out of the box. And as you can see, this is the exact same mold and sculpt. The only difference is the Target exclusive has an awesome red robe, and the only time I think Jigsaw was in all red was when he was disguised as the pig and he was collecting his victims. But you could even argue that that wasn't Jigsaw, that was his henchman. But whatever the case, this is what we got with the Target exclusive, and I think it looks very nice. So let's take a closer look at this beautiful blood red robe. It's the same design as the previous robe, but the coloring is basically the same color as the trim on the black robe, and the trim on this robe is a shinier red color, which would match the inside of the robe, so it's very shiny. I like that. The fastener is now a white Velcro as opposed to the black Velcro on the black robe, and there is a little bit of differences in your robe. You still got your bendy wire, so yeah. Hood, same thing. Inside is the shinier red, outside is the darker burgundy. It's okay if you like red. I really like red, but when it comes to Jigsaw, really, I think classic black is the way to go because I don't remember seeing him in this particular color all the time. All right, and that is going to be the Target exclusive robe. Moving on. And for the next major difference in the Target exclusive, the figure's torso is painted red, and I think it's a very nice red. It looks really good, but to be honest, the execution of this I think was a bit lazy. I think the arms should have been painted completely red as well, or painted halfway red and given us some skin tone from the forearm down to the hands. So I think that would have looked really cool too. But just giving us a painted torso, again, feels kind of lazy to me. So taking a look at the back, again, nothing that you wouldn't expect. It looks all right, I guess, but still wish it would have been completely red or half red. But in any event, this is what they gave us, and it's new, it's different, it's exclusive. Alright, moving on. And for comparison, here they are wearing each other's robes. And whereas the black-shirted, red-robed Jigsaw is okay, I think the red-shirted, black-robed Jigsaw is what you got mostly in the movies. So I think I will keep the black robe with the Target exclusive body and just put this one in a box somewhere. I hate the fact that I had to get two to get a good looking Jigsaw. I mean, they're both good looking Jigsaws, don't get me wrong, but the red robe, where it is nice, it just doesn't fit my image of what Jigsaw looks like. He always has to wear black, and the red shirt in here just adds to what he looked like in the movies. Alright, moving on. And so, Bots and Books fans, having to repeat myself, this has been the Neca SAW Ultimate Jigsaw. The original version that you can pick up at Walmart, and the Target exclusive Haulathon edition with the awesome red robe. And they are both excellent figures, both on the shelves right now for $37 to $40. So the only question is, which Jigsaw is perfect for your collection? And only you know the answer to that. So make your choice. And until next time, have a great night and keep playing.
Most people are so ungrateful to be alive. But not you. Not anymore.